It's your boy Bleeves.
This is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right.
Everybody listen up.
If you don't use NordVPN, you could get hacked, and that would suck.
Bada bing, ching, ching, big profit. Even when the market's sideways.
Don't forget to sign up for MEXC. The link's in the description down below. That helps me out tremendously.
This, it's not financial advice.
OKX is offering incentives for you to sign up. Make sure that you sign up today in the description down below.
I'm always right. I'm always right. I'm always right.
Go to atlashealthline.com for all of your Delta 8 gummy needs and for all your Delta 8 inhalation needs, I want to say. I don't know. Something like that. It's in the description below.
It's been a long day. I mean, a long week. Maybe a long year. So let's get something clear. We're going to stock up on some party favors.
Guys, if you're outside of America, or if you're lucky enough to be using NordVPN, you could be signed up to BitGet for all of your futures trading needs. The link is in the description down below. Hey guys, if you're trading in America, you can use up-down trading through crypto.com. It's in the description down below. Sign up today and start trading.
Carpet riders on some third eye shit. Mr. Pine Cones come a long, long way. So everybody gets sideways. Sing it. I can't wait till Friday. Everybody's getting sideways. Pass the bottle back my way. Everybody's getting sideways.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. Imagine in the world right now, there are people who yesterday said, ooh, I don't like the way this guy just keep telling me to hit the like button. I'm not trying to hit that like button. I don't want to hit no like button. Why is he going to ask me to hit that like button? I don't know why I said ask. I just think it's funny when people say it like that. But why is he trying to make me hit that like button? What am I supposed to be liking? I don't even like, you know what I mean? Or, you know, whatever people say. That happened, by the way. I'm sure that it happened. And there's other people that are like, you know, that intro's too long. Yeah, gross. Anyway, it's good music. What are you gonna do? So guys, speaking of jacking off, Jack Dorsey from Twitter had not from Twitter anymore, obviously, wink wink, you know, but Jack Dorsey, he has an opinion about Ethereum that you guys might not like. And his opinion is ETH a security, Jack? Jack says yes. Then people start going down the list here. Is XRP a security? What about Doge for Shibatoshi? And then, of course, America's favorite fuckboy Tom Crown pops in with nope. And he's capping ETH can't protect you if you get robbed. I don't know what the fuck that means, but apparently it's straight from Bark's set dog. That might be the case. Then we have, look, Jack's trying to get some cheap ETH. So is Bitcoin. No, you know what I mean? And as you go down the list here, there's a great debate up and down the list here about is it or not. Is it a security? Is it not a security? There's a lively debate that starts happening over whether ETH is or is not a security. And if you dig deep enough, you'll find important people giving important opinions about whether or not they think that ETH is a security or not. Then you got you got a bunch of funny people. You got a few girls in here like, here, look at my boobs, because my tits say Bitcoin. You know what I mean? But as you go down the list, there's just a large amount of people, all with an opinion. But here's the thing: part of the logic and part of the reason that that Ethereum represents an issue is there was an ICO, but it was proof of work, and it's very hard for proof of work to be considered a a security. It was preferred that proof of work was considered a commodity, but Ethereum is no longer proof of work. Ethereum is now proof of stake. So as as most people here are inducted into a cult of Ethereum, where they're like, man, no, it's of course not. And then you got the Ethereum Classic maxis who are trying to pump it, right? ETC. Well, Ethereum Classic, I don't know if you know this or anything, but that just happens to be a commodity. A lot of people are saying it's one of the greatest commodities that ever existed. It's also the original Ethereum. It's not the fake Ethereum that's up here on the network now. Ugh. You know what I mean? Like, they're doing that. But according to Jack, it's a security, and it does meet the qualifications in the Howey test of being a security at this point. So I'm going to be interested to see how it breaks out. We got a WAGMI video coming out today, as a matter of fact. So let's get into it. But again, if you haven't already, please hit the like button on the way. We got a bunch of stuff to go over. Pre-market, kind of a mixed bag, little recovery from the NASDAQ. Remember Tesla and all that shit that was going on yesterday. Liquidity map, still just kind of we're just still in this little space right here. So we'll see what happens there. Chris, RFK is so far a supporter of Bitcoin. I'm not sure about crypto in general. We probably need to clarify some of that with people as they're running for office. I think that as we get closer to elections, more information will come out, more will matter, because RFK right now said that he is a Bitcoin supporter, but that didn't mean all cryptos. That just meant Bitcoin. Ron DeSantis is the only one that's using cryptocurrency in general that he's a supporter of. And Mary Ann Williamson on the Democrat side. Those are the two that seem to be very pro crypto. Leave everybody alone. Stop trying to get in their wallet, Liz Warren. You raggedy bitch. You ungrateful little hack. You menacing monster shill. Like most people. Most people so far have not really weighed in, but those two have said specifically, we support cryptocurrency, not just Bitcoin. Donald Trump so far hasn't made a statement. He did release an NFT collection on Ethereum, but he also said that he thinks Bitcoin is a threat to the US dollar. So we don't really have a stance from him that's evolved from that yet. So we'll see how all of this stuff plays out. And there's going to be a lot of people who are like, I support Bitcoin, wink, wink. Well, fuck those Bitcoin maxis. And Michael Saylor, you know what I mean? Like that, just because. Look, here's the thing. Just so you guys understand, and I'm not pretending when I say this. Michael Saylor is great for Bitcoin. He's great for Bitcoin adoption, but he thinks everything else is garbage. He only wants you to buy Bitcoin. The only way for look, if everything that we think has happened, the speculative assets, the shit coins, the meme coins, stuff like that, if those don't exist, but we're all still pro crypto, what are we going to buy? We're going to buy Bitcoin. What's that going to do? Drive Bitcoin adoption up. What's that going to do? That's going to drive the price of Bitcoin up. And that's what these guys are banking on, right? So don't forget that. These Bitcoin maxis, they don't care about anything else. BitBoy Crypto was doing his Ben thing down at Bitcoin Miami. And of course, he felt like people were not really happy with him because he was putting more effort into something that's not Bitcoin. So remember, those maxis, even though we're on the same team, we're not really on the same team. You know what I mean? So you have to be careful, because sometimes you might get what you think you want, and then you realize, fuck that guy. So, but we'll see. Now, on to broader news. Bitcoin, Binance records significant outflows, and look, the everybody's coming after everybody. By the way, if you're coming in, and if you are new, please, by all means, hit that like button on the way in. Push me up in the algorithm. That certainly helps me. Doesn't cost anything to help a brother out. So keep hitting the like button. Make sure that you've liked it on the way in. Binance records significant outflows so far, 1.45 billion. Crypto on Coinbase, and look at this, another one of those disingenuous articles. I hate when people do this, because he yanked out that's like somebody's furious or angry, and they're using the hot button words. God damn it, I hate when they do that. 1.2 billion in crypto removed from Coinbase amid SEC lawsuit against the United States exchange on chain data. So I hate when they do that, when they do the yanked. And then Johannes, because she hasn't been in the news for a couple of hours now, had to come in. U.S. senators tell DOJ to investigate Binance for potentially lying to lawmakers. Two Senate Democrats, including Senator Elizabeth Warren, allege in a letter that the platform may have lied about Binance.us being an independent entity. Und we want them crushed under our boot heels, is what she's quoted as saying. Now, I don't know if she's quoted as saying that, but I'm going to say that until I get clarification that she didn't say that. You know what I mean? Ew. But yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, so Elizabeth Warren's doing that thing again. SEC Chair Gensler offered to serve as Binance advisor. Look at this one. This is going to be great. SEC Chair Gensler offered to serve as Binance advisor in 2019, lawyers claim. And then, of course, a bunch of people come out, and the question that they're asking at that point is, well, does this mean it's a conflict of interest? Is he attacking Binance? Should he recuse himself? Those are the maxis. Those are the crypto and the Bitcoin maxis who are saying stuff like, well, he shouldn't be doing a lawsuit against somebody if he once wanted to have a job there. That's ridiculous. That is a little bit ridiculous. And yep. By the way, just so everybody knows, I appreciate that. I appreciate that you like the song and all that kind of stuff. But I do have sponsors up here. And like the way that so this is a job for me, so to speak. And in order for me to do that, I have to do ads, right? And the ads are this. If you like the content, subscribe. It's $4.99 a month. If I have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube at $4.99 a month, my life is set. I don't have to do shills, right? MEXC trading, NordVPN, BitGet. Like I don't need anybody like that, but really I have about 150, subscribers, and then ad revenue doesn't pay very much, right? So I have to make deals and stuff like that. So part of that is that I have to do advertising, and we can either stop and do advertising during the show, or we can do it pre-show on that one. And I chose to do the ads in the song. And if somebody just walks into an ad, then you know what I mean. So now if everybody just signs up and becomes a member, then and if you become a $99 a month member, if you pay $100 a month for the ultimate membership, you know what you get? Nothing, but it helps me out tremendously. So there's that too. But that's why, because I have to do raggedy shit like that. That's why I have to get supported with advertisers and all that kind of stuff. What the fuck is going on with Rugged NGN? Well, so what's going on with NGN so far is let me not sidetrack with that. So, and by the way, Irati, I am doing a new intro, by the way, that's not going to include all that kind of stuff. Choosing instead to do something a little bit different. Like I've already made that decision, but now I have to defend why I was doing it in the first place, because like that, like I do have to advertise for these guys and let people know, sign up. And by the way, MEXC trading for me has been dead. Like I was in the top 25 a couple days ago, and now I'm like down to like 700 because nobody is trading right now. And like everybody should be shorting the shit out of them and shorting and longing the shit out of the cryptocurrency market right now, but nobody's really doing it. So it's been crazy. But the other thing that everybody can do is hit the like button and subscribe to the content. That pushes me up in the algorithm. That makes it so much easier for me to continue to provide the content, because so many more people come in. Like if you can't do like a super chat and because that's what we rely on, right? Super chats, shit like that, and subscriptions in order to fund and continue to do what we do. So it has to be a way for all of that kind of stuff to happen, right? So, but let's keep going. Where are we at? The SEC chair offered to serve as Binance lawyer. He's not really This is not a conflict of interest to me. Now, the next thing, you right about that, man. First Mover America, SEC targeted tokens tumble. So that's what's been going on. If you go through some of the tokens that they've done, or the coins that they've done, BNB is down 5%, Algorand is down 8%, Solana is down 5.2%. Solana is already working on they're working on the backside of everything that went on with FTX and the involvement from Solana. So, or their involvement with Solana, Alameda Research. So there is that's sitting out there. So it's easy for people to just kind of dunk on Solana. But the rest of them are kind of struggling at this point. And, be aware that anybody who was mixed in with all of those flows should probably, and as a matter of fact, I think the person that, for me, probably outlined it and said it the best was Miles. Jesus Christ. Here we go. He has a little summary here. The things that were specific to Binance, the things that were specific to Coinbase. So we've got Atom at BNB, BUSD, and Cody. Then over here on Coinbase, we have Chiliz, Near, Flow, ICP, VGX, Dash, and Nexo. And in the middle, we have Solana, ADA, Matic, Filecoin, Sand, Mana, Algo, and Axie. So those ones specifically, all of these are going to be under fire. These are the ones that they're calling and listing as securities in their filing. Here's what they all have in common. One, there was an initial fundraising. There was an ICO. Each project pledged to improve the protocol via ongoing development. Social media was utilized to express the protocol's features and advantages. And there are 4 criteria to determine. And then the SEC argues that the 19 aforementioned tokens satisfy the requirements of the Howey test due to the 3 common factors mentioned above, which had led to an expectation of profit. So, I mean, they're making a fairly compelling argument based on 1946 laws. So, and that's the only laws that you can have. I mean, like what we say in cryptocurrency is, yeah, but we don't really have laws that apply to cryptocurrency. Well, yeah, we do. They are security laws from 1946. They're not digital asset laws. And I know that we want digital asset laws and that we think it doesn't make sense that we don't have digital asset laws. And you're right. However, we still have all of this other stuff that we have to continue doing business with, right? So when the laws get broken, you have to do something about it, right? So that's where the Security and Exchange Commission comes in. So that's why we're having this fight right now. But this was a good outlier kind of Venn diagram showing you exactly how this is all laying itself out. So very important. Go check that out from Miles Dutcher. He did a good job of it. XRP, very important. Top analyst predicts which tokens could profit from the SEC war. As of this writing, XRP is trading at 52 cents with a 2% loss in 24 hours. But what he's saying now is that there are many other tokens that could potentially start to rally. And some of those are BNB, it's on the long, Cardano, and Solana. So he thinks that they're going to have amazing opportunities to break out at some point once this is clarified, and that the market is going to start running, because people are looking right now for an absolute fuck you to Gary Gensler. That's exactly what everybody's looking for. We all want to be able to go to Gary Gensler at this point. And the reason why is very simple. Like, we don't like the laws as they are written, and we want new laws. June 14th, it's going to be open discussion in Congress about the new potential laws. Patrick McHenry, Glenn Thompson have sponsored a bill, and it's going to be open for debate and discussion. That's going to be the House Financial Services Committee and the House Department of Agriculture Committee. So we are seeing some people stepping up to the plate and immediately coming after it. I do expect in the next 2 weeks, we're going to see Gary Gensler resign. I do think so. And by the way, if you're coming in, make sure that you hit the like button on the way in, because it helps me out in the algorithm. So now that leads us to the broader market. Broader market seems to be still kind of in a decline. We had a little bit of a pump about an hour ago, but it seems to be waning as the U.S. market gets ready to open up. I don't know, by the way, that that's the U.S. market doing that dumps the charts like that. I do think that it's really kind of the end of the day for some of the European and Saudi markets, stuff like that. So I think that that's where that sell-off really comes from. I don't think that it's legitimately just the United States market dumping to start their day, but combination. It's a combination of things, of course. But Australia. So the fallout of this has been that Australia has now placed bank limits on, and this is just the bank, the Commonwealth Bank of Australia, has now placed a $10,000 monthly limit on withdrawing money for cryptocurrency, which means to find a new bank. You know what I mean? So, but then that led to the FCA, which is the Financial Conduct Authority, to roll out stricter rules for crypto ads, including referral bonus ban. So that referral bonus that you get, like the one that we talked about, if you sign up with BitGet and OKX and stuff like that, you're not allowed to do that anymore, because it's incentivizing people and telling them, well, you're going to get free money for doing something, but you have to give them money. You have to sign up and you have to start trading in order to win all of that money. So that's why they're doing it now. Also, Coinbase chief legal officer expects new crypto laws to come in the wake of the SEC lawsuit. No shit. That's obviously that's going to be happening. In April, the SEC issued the Wells Discover on cryptocurrency or on Coinbase for the preliminary real power to suggest that the company file an enforcement motion towards the corporation for alleged violations of the federal securities laws. Now the lawyer says that he thinks that these laws are coming. Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about. The debates are going to come, and we're going to see it. Now, additionally, I should mention this, Arbitrum. I've been kind of quiet about this, but last night, Arbitrum, and this, by the way, was before last night's show, Arbitrum sequencer bug causes temporary transaction pause. So Arbitrum Network had to stop their transactions for a while they fixed what was a bug in their stuff. When there's a bug, there's usually an opportunity for somebody to swoop in and cause problems. So be very careful with what you're doing on Arbitrum right now. They do think that it's complete. They do think that they fixed it, but be aware and just pay attention to what's going on, because you never know how it's going to play out. Now, on to the broader market. You can see right now that we did reject off of this red box right here, which was a resistance area. I've got a couple of them that are sitting out here. So we rejected off of that, came back down. We had in this market just a few moments ago about $8.4 billion. So what you saw is $5 billion rapidly exiting the market. So I'm not sure what it was that happened in the last few minutes. Could be that we were just rejected off of. You can see that this we went right into. Oops. So right here you can see this wick right here. We went into this resistance zone. I got rejected out of it again a couple of times here, by the way, in the last 24 hours. And now it's coming back down. But here's what we've got going for us at this point. We're starting to get that hammer formation. It's only 20 minutes after 8. The market, the U.S. market hasn't started yet. So there's a good chance that we're good to go and that we're fine. By the way, if you're coming in, make sure that you hit the like button. It certainly helps me out and pushes me up in the algorithm. And please, I appreciate it. So anyway, we have the hammer formation right now. And if the hammer formation continues to play out, then that means that we've got upside momentum. When you get all of this wicking over here, now you don't like to see the top over here, because that signifies that you've reached the top of the cycle, which would mean that we would be coming down. Now, if we correct down here to 26.3, that's fine. That's going to be one of those, that's going to be kind of that level that we would be looking to fall to anyway, around 26.3 on this. But it looks like we already came into like 26.336. So hopefully that means that we're just going to reverse course and we're going to break through this resistance right here, get ourselves back up into this location up in here. And you can see that capital actually is starting to filter its way back in. We're up about 10% since we started talking about it. So maybe we're seeing the money come back in. Now, Ethereum, same thing. We saw the wicking up here. We're in kind of a neutral zone right now, as you can see on the chart. But we filled out this little region here in this wicking. So on the way here, it looked like we had reached maybe a max top here, and that we were starting to blow. But as you can see, like this, we got on a nice little run. When you get on a nice little run like this, you do have retracements. I mean, that's just the normal course of business. So what we're hoping for now would be a move up to 1880, because 1880 shows that we're doing a real sort of recovery. So if we do that, then expect that we're going to be rejected. So 1882 is going to be a profit area if we continue to move into this zone. So be watching for that to see it play out. You might see it, you might see it slow down about 1865, by the way, because that does look like it's a profit-taking sort of area. So expect to see that as well. And then I think that pretty much covers it. Now, Bencoin, if you haven't looked at Bencoin, in the last 24 hours, there is a video up on their website. BitBoy did do a Twitter Spaces, where we learned that Kennesaw, Georgia sucks for reception, which that was where he was, and that I think he wants 100 million market cap in the next few days. I don't know if it gets there, right? I don't know if it gets there. I'm not going to bet against it, because they've continued to pop every time I think, well, this kind of looks like one of these other shit coins that's just failing and flailing and falling down, right? I mean, it looks like another RFD, but then when I look at it, I mean, RFD is kind of flatlined. Ben has had 2 pumps where it's minted higher highs every time. So what he said was, for this initiative, what I really like to do is I'd like to get back into this area, which is 100 million market cap. If I can get into 100 million market cap, that's a great opportunity to spring up to what would be our next level. And the next level would be up in this range right here, because that would be representative of an increase to 200 million market cap. So like he's looking at moving this thing up and up and up and away, currently sitting at about 30,000 holders. And you do have to remember, by the way, when we talk about this, there were 31,000 holders a couple days ago, 29,000 today. So there have been people who are taking their money out of Bencoin, and you might be asking yourself, if you're a supporter, well, why is that? Well, because PSYOP. Remember PSYOP and Loyal and Bencoin? Like there was an entire ecosystem that had kind of sprung up and had been developed for what was going to be happening. And apparently there's Etherscan might be down, or I'm about to lose connection. So it's bled a few holders, because some people, by the way, were holding Ben because of Loyal or because of PSYOP. So this was intended to be an ecosystem, and it's not going to be that ecosystem now. So you're going to lose holders. And by the way, all PSYOP holders got their Ben tokens, but all Ben token holders did not get their PSYOP yet. So, I don't know really what's going on with PSYOP. I reached out to ETHBen. He hasn't replied and responded yet. So, we'll see. Last night he couldn't because he was drunk, I guess. And maybe did a Twitter Spaces while drunk. I don't really know, but so that's what's happening over there. So go check it out if you want to. If you go to the Twitter page on Bencoin, then it gives you at bencoin.eth, and then it's Ben moved to join Bencoin. So at join Bencoin is where you come over here to actually see it, and then this right here is Bencoin news. You can just tune into this. There's been about 6,000 people that have listened to it. It's actually trending pretty well. And they do cover the Brian Armstrong complaint with the SEC, et cetera, et cetera. So, and if you want to be part of the team, if you want to be part of Team Ben, then you can actually sign up through the mechanism, link tree right here, join Ben Nation if you're interested. You can become an ambassador, a partner, an advisor, and of course, follow them on their socials, or you can buy Bencoin as you need. And should be noted over here that right there is a pool fee of 0.3% on all transactions. So 0.3% of all transactions in the liquidity pool are going in order to fund this movement. So that's how Bencoin is going to be able to afford to do all of the things it's going to do going forward. And among those is going to be educational stuff. So I've offered up here in Chicago that I'll be, I'd be willing to go out and do this kind of stuff. And let's make something happen. Let's bring awareness. Now it would benefit, I think, Bencoin in the long term. I think, but I'm not sure. What I'm sure of is that it benefits crypto when we have more knowledgeable people and we have more topics that we can discuss and be knowledgeable about in the ecosystem. Then it probably works pretty well. Now, WAGMI, I do have WAGMI content coming out, and WAGMI is so close to a new high. And this would be, if it goes over 67.44, will be their all-time high for the V2. So let's just remember that this is the V2 that we're talking about. They did have a much bigger high. I want to say it was about 40 million, 35 million, something like that on the original V1. So still a ways to go to really kind of get up there. Like I feel like maybe it was even more. Like I want to say at some point my WAGMI tokens, which by the way, I have 460 million WAGMI tokens worth 1.6 ETH right now, which is, I mean, what's that, 3,000 maybe? Somewhere around there, 2,500, something like that. But I want to say that it was closer to $10,000 at one point, maybe even 12,000 at one. It's at some point, I think. So it could be possible that we've already had like a 50 or 60 million market cap. So it's possible, right? I remember it being up there. So, but it's good to see that it's continuing to come. There are buys that continue to come in. It's defying the market right now, and it's not wash trading or getting MEVBot trading because there's a 5% buy and sell tax. So that's a pretty cool thing. Moving on to PSYOP 9801. Again, I don't know what to say about PSYOP. Waiting for the dispersal of the rest of the tokens, waiting for the full PSYOP to run its course. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if ADD doesn't kick in and ETHBEN goes on to another project or another project after that. Like nothing's going to surprise me anymore. I don't know what he's going to do. I just know that he's going to do something because he always does. So we'll see what happens. MMAI not moved at all. SHIB not really moved at all. Cult 3,500 not really moved at all. Volt 5029 down 3% on the day, not really moved at all, but it did break the 5,200. I did, this was a good trend line, and I did say yesterday in my video that it could break it, and if it does, then it's going to go down to 5,000 at least, and hopefully there'll be some support there. But it's going to take some announcements. It's going to take some reasons for people to hold. The reason that you had people holding before, for better or for worse, was there was a tax, and people didn't want to pay the penalty to remove their tokens or anything like that. And we still don't have staking, so you can't just stake your tokens and earn more yield or anything like that at this point. We're getting closer and closer and closer to it, but it's still not there. And thank you guys for tuning in, by the way. Come in if you are coming in late, then by all means, please hit the like button on your way in. Helps push me up in the algorithm. That does tremendously for this video liking and trending and et cetera, et cetera. And then after 5,000 here, what you really need to see out of Volt is getting back to that dropping into zero, because the show of strength for Volt at this point is going to be, can it survive with a nice pump to 1,000? 1,000. Now, there's plenty of reasons to Volt, right? But they're going to have to give us more reasons to Volt because it turns out that people were not as volted as they said they were. They were just there because the tax was holding them in place. So now when you don't have a tax, this becomes an opportunity for trading. But here's the thing. Trading volume is now down to 49,000. Trading volume was at least 100,000 a day when it was a 13% tax. So, let's not get this all twisted up. They're going through some stuff right now, and they need, like Volt could use a little bit of positive news to try to help. But and as a matter of fact, just to be fair here, and just to be clear, normally I talk to Voltoshi, and every few days I'm talking to Voltoshi, right? And he's not responding to my emails anymore, or not emails. He's not responding to me in Telegram like he used to. So I want to say that there's a lot going on right now that he's working on, and that his and that he's kind of taking away from some of the information coming in and out, and that he's working on something. So I don't know for sure what's going on, but I know that he and I used to talk a lot more than we talk right now. It could be because I'm on the outside and not doing my thing anymore. That could very well be it, but yeah. And what Maddie's saying is it could be. That might be the case. I don't know for sure. So, but Pepe is at 1096, trading around that 1100 line. That's still not a good spot for me. Like, again, I would be, we're in this channel all over again. We're midway through. We're in the heart line. So might pump up to 1160, but it's also coming down to 10 down here. So, you know what I mean? Like, we'll see what happens there. Mong 1489, continuing the downside movement. Like, it's, less than 1 million trade volume. That's I'm going to be concerned by it because I want to be concerned by it because I think that Mong ran too high too fast, and I don't think it has any purpose or anything like that. So I don't think that there's any reason for people to continue, but I could be wrong. It could just be that the market is, it could just be that the market needs a little reversal, and capital comes in, and then boom, it's off to the races. But I just don't know when that capital or how that capital comes in. Ben just pumped 100 points to 73.30. I don't know why. I don't know if there's an announcement or anything. We'll look at that later. 12.22 on refund. Just a day ago or 2 days ago, people were like, yeah, here we go, baby. It's getting ready to happen. Well, God damn it, you're down to the bottom again. So I wish you guys would listen. And by the way, I don't want to say called it, but Jesus Christ, this is look, if it pumps again, it's going to pump to this line again. I mean, like, I'm not making this shit up. So if you're right here from 1216, the best you're going to be looking for is 1400. It's not worth investing in at this point. It doesn't mean that it couldn't, but by the way, it's in the middle of what looks to me like a trend line. So just for a goof here, let's kind of get an idea of what's happening over here. Again, breakout could be imminent, right? A breakout could be imminent, but this is trading like right in the middle of this parallel channel on the way down. So I wouldn't touch RFD at this point unless I was sure that they had a magnificent sort of announcement, which could push it back up into 19 or 2000. I don't know. Yeah. So while we're at that, let's do this. Sonny Goodman brought up a good point. Democrats attacking Americans. Are you serious? They're the only ones fighting for Americans. So for those of you that don't know, Bittrex was in bankruptcy court, and they were ready to fund back the American investors who have their money on the crypto exchange Bittrex. And guess what? The SEC has moved to stop them while they investigate Bittrex. So if you thought you were getting your money back from Bittrex, the joke's on you. Also, let me point out that they're about to freeze the assets of Binance.us. So if you have your money on that exchange right now, your assets are about to be frozen. So you thought you had money on Binance? Well, the joke's on you, buddy. The American government, run currently by a Democratic administration, the SEC currently appointed by the Democratic Party, the chair, Gary Gensler, is the person behind this. And Liz Warren, the person that everybody loves, the Senator, Joe Kahanis, she is also creating a crypto army. Crypto army. Well, they're commingled, so we'll see what they do. We'll see how this happens. Now, I was told that there was a message that was released on Binance.us that said that you will still be able to make a withdrawal, but the SEC has not filed a motion on that yet either. So remember, this is a fluid situation. If everybody takes their money, I didn't say it was run by Democrats. I said it was appointed. And by the way, if it's appointed by, then it is run by. And as a matter of fact, the person that they answer to is a Democrat. His name is Joe Biden. He's a 948-year-old zombie that's in charge of the United States of America. So, he does. He is. They are the people right now that are attacking cryptocurrency. And I know that you don't. I mean, I know you want it to be a political thing, right? Because I voted for Donald Trump in 2016. I did not vote for Donald Trump in 2020 because I think that he's even worse than what I thought Joe Biden would be, right? So I have no skin in the game because I don't really give a shit. I could vote for Ronald Reagan just as soon as I could vote for Bill Clinton, right? Some of the shit doesn't matter to me that matters to other people. But what does matter to me right now is cryptocurrency, and they are attacking cryptocurrency. Democrats are in charge of the government in the spots that can attack cryptocurrency, and they are attacking cryptocurrency. They are attacking cryptocurrency. And if you want to point out to a Republican who's in charge somewhere in the SEC or in the White House or in the Senate who is attacking cryptocurrency, then let me know, because I would certainly be interested, because I won't vote for that person either. And I don't endorse any candidate, but if you want a candidate that's pro-crypto, Marianne Williamson. On the Democrat side, if you want one on the Republican side, it's Ron DeSantis. Those are your choices. It's binary, and there's only two so far. RFK said that he's a Bitcoin supporter, but he didn't say all of cryptocurrency. Donald Trump said that he doesn't like, he thinks Bitcoin is a threat to the US dollar, but he did release an NFT collection. So until I get clarification from those people, hell no. I'm not disingenuous, and I don't make shit up as I go. And I don't care which party it is. And thank you for the $5 bomb. Could you pull up RBE? I can certainly pull up RBE. Matter of fact, I can add that to this. I can add the rebate up here. Let's track that one. 2558 looks like the rest of them at this point. So let's get into a 1 hour kind of chart. Okay, so RBE has an opportunity right now to break out off of where it's right now hitting, right? Because you've got, this was the max area over here, tested it a couple of times up top, a couple of times over here, used it as support over here. There you go, right there. Crypto, vote crypto. I don't give a shit what party you're voting for. Vote crypto, because none of them, look, they're all in the pocket of somebody, right? Everybody, it's all a game to them. So, but anyway, so this is the spot. So here's the thing. If I'm taking a shot on RBE, I'm not taking a shot, by the way, on RBE, and I'll tell you why. Because it looks like every other one. It looks like it's way down. It looks like, now the one good thing that I would say is it's had a couple of spikes afterward, but are these spikes real spikes? I have to ask. Or is this just a Mev bot coming in and making it look like that right there? This one came up on its little bounce area and retested it. So just like I said about Ben a while back, when it does that, then that's a good sign. Bob did that, and Bob had a bounce back just the same way. But when you look at what happened with Bob, and you could use it as a comparison about what's getting ready to happen next. Now, it's got 151,000 in volume, no taxes on it, 2.5 million market cap. It ran up right now to, Jesus Christ, I want to say it ran up to what, a $30 million market cap. So I think this is over, just like most of these other ones. If they come up with some kind of incentive, maybe, it'll do something, but I would not buy it at this point. I would buy it here to see if there's kind of an upward momentum to it. but I would be very nervous right now that it's not going to break down. And I'm going to leave this, by the way, and we'll come revisit this again tonight about, you know, where it is and whether or not it bounces and how much it bounces off of this. Because just to be fair here, if it does come down here to 1791, which it's done a couple times, and if you look, by the way, right here, you might start to see a trend line that's kind of developed here. Not this, but where it actually settles every time. And we want a trend line. And now I'm going to zoom just a little bit to try to figure it out. But there is a spot where it looks like you've got like this descending sort of narrative coming down. And it'll take me a second to find the right spot. But right here, then you've got, that might not be it right there. It'd be more like right there we go. All right. So like right in this little range right here, you can see you've settled here. You've settled here. You've settled here. You've settled here. So this is descending as your top, right? So in the event that it might come down into this range, it might bounce back up, and that's about a 50% spike. So if you look at this one from 1800 down here, 1791, call it, and it spikes up here into this 27, 28 range one more time, then there's some opportunity off of it. But the range on this spot right here to going back up is about 22%. Still worth the risk if you want to take a shot. Then it's still worth the risk if you're looking at it this way. But I would try to be shrewd on it because of circumstances, and, you know, come down here and look at this for a 60% move, because that seems to be the better option. But that's just my opinion, by the way. Grumpy Cat 92.95, not holding up very well in the last little while. A lot of sell-off happening at this point. Now, there is a strong buy pressure that keeps coming in, but it's not matching it's not matching the selling that's happening right now. So and it I mean, it looks like that's like a pre-seller that might be supporting and is no longer supporting. I don't know. There's new buyers coming in, but there's also this is a seller. I don't know. So I don't know what's going on. I know that they've had pretty good discussions about what's happening in the marketplace, but I don't know why it's not doing more good. Loyal, not sure what to say about Loyal at this point. Waiting for ETHBEN to do something. I do believe that, by the way, he's going to do something, so we'll see if he does or doesn't. And then you have Bloom over here. Had a massive sell-off in the overnights. Nothing huge, by the way, just a massive amount of sell-off. And then all of a sudden it had a reversal, and now it's on its way back up. And again, small buys and sells, but those end up quantifying and qualifying as a much bigger thing. So well, by the way, we're going to just delete all of this shit on here and just kind of look at it for what it is. So that's where we are. That's what's going on. And ta-da. All right. Anyway. Whew, salt alert. All right, guys, that's my time. Got to get to work. So this is not financial advice. My name is Bleeves. I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already. That keeps this thing trending and keeps people watching for the rest of the day, and that certainly helps me out with ad revenue. So it's not... I already said that. We'll see you again for bedtime tonight. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to sign up for MEXC, BitGet, and NordVPN down in the links below.
Ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast. Then